Howdy, welcome to whatever this is, and I believe it's imperative that every artist keeps a sketchbook. We all start out drawing on pencil and paper, well, for the most part. Toddlers have iPads nowadays, so they very well could be drawing on tablets right off the bat. But my point still stands. Sketchbooks have always been very important to me. I've kept nearly every single one I have ever owned, and in each of them I feel like it's the best place to get out all of my ugly art so that I can make art that I'm proud of. A lot of us artists have a habit of being perfectionists and also our own worst critics, and I think that mindset is what makes it so difficult for us to be okay with making mistakes. When I was a kid, I would literally tear pages out of my sketchbooks and throw them away so I could start all over again. And not only is that a waste of paper, don't do that, but it's robbed me of the chance to really appreciate some of my mistakes to see how far I've come. And today, since I've already exposed myself for being a nerd that's balls deep in the FNAF fandom, I thought it wouldn't hurt to share with you my most recent sketchbook. Also because I literally finished it like yesterday and I already planned on making Sketchbook Tour something of a series on my channel. Feel free to use me as a bit of background noise as well if you plan on drawing or doing some last minute homework, study work, whatever. At the time of me recording this, I'm pretty sure it's final season. For a lot of you, can't relate, not in school. Don't use me as an excuse to procrastinate. Listen to me in the background. Get your ass in gear. Winter break is just on the horizon, or it's already here. Anyways, this is my most current sketchbook, but here's the cover, and here's the other side. I decorate all of my sketchbooks, so this is kind of what it looks like all together. And I guess let's just jump into it. I have no idea how to go about this. I have no clue. Anyways, so on the inside part of my sketchbook, at least like the part with the hard cover in the first page, I kind of just fill it up with a bunch of really random garbage. So stickers, and sometimes I'll do like swatches on them. Lots of little Easter eggs of stuff that's happened. This card doesn't work anymore. I got it a long time ago and then I just randomly resurfaced it and decided to put it in here. But yeah, just a ton of stickers and random stuff. This is the, I don't know how to pronounce it, sketchbook. I'll put it like on the screen. I'll like link it or something like that. Just because I know that there are going to be people who are curious as to what kind of sketchbook this is. So I'll put everything on the screen and I'll like link the website in the description. As of late, I've been buying the sketchbooks like directly from the website. I used to get them secondhand on Amazon, but I'm trying not to give any more money than I have to billionaires. Side bit, and then this is the first spread. I try with the first spread of my sketchbooks, like do a full finished piece, but that doesn't always pan out. Sometimes this is all I can do. And you know, I don't mind that. Some of the art in here is not great, and I'll probably cover it up and tell you not to look at it, but you can look at it, it's fine. So I started this September, right? That's what the 9th is, September. Yeah, so September 7th of this year, and I finished it literally yesterday. Sometimes it takes me 4 months to finish sketchbooks, sometimes 3. It really just depends on what all I've got going on. I've been really busy these past few months because I've been like at work, working, and I haven't been able to do anything but work, so I've been just exhausted and it sucks. So here I sometimes put goals of things that I can do in the sketchbook. They don't usually end up doing all of them. So we won't go over these because I don't think I ended up doing any of them. First page, I did an art trade with one of my mutuals, Zombie. I don't know if you are supposed to pronounce it a different way since there's a 0, but I'm gonna pretend like I don't have to. But we did an art trade where I drew their OC and Julie Joyful, and they drew my OC and my best friend's OC. It was great. If you know me from anything, like even before YouTube, if you know me from like social medias, you probably know me mostly from Twitter and my Welcome Home art. In March of 2023, when Welcome Home was like really going off, I just I couldn't stop drawing it. And while I'm not as fixated on it as I used to be, I still really enjoy it, and I'm really looking forward to the latest update. There's a few welcome home things in here for sure. Second page, I don't do it all throughout the sketchbook, but sometimes I'll use the Crayola washable markers. I think that's what they are. I don't know, it doesn't matter. I'll put like a picture on screen or something, but I'll use those to kind of like mimic how I do my digital art, where I'll do the sketch in color, and when I do the line art, it just makes it easier to see. I don't really draw in pencil anymore. I mostly draw in pen. My favorite are these like Bic ballpoint pens, I think. Or no, these are Pentel RSVP pen. But the blue looks really good. I like the blue. So these are my OCs. Be forewarned, this sketchbook is full of just a lot of concept art, to be honest, because I've been at work so much. I haven't really felt like I had the time to just sit down and just draw stuff. So a lot of this is just me getting my ideas out onto paper and out of my head. So this is Emery and Zephyr. It says Cyrus here, but his name isn't Cyrus anymore, it's Zephyr. I don't think I'm gonna go too in depth because I know I'm probably gonna end up making videos talking about these guys. We'll see what happens. More persona stuff. I was gonna like make a whole thing where my persona was in a bunch of different outfits as like a reference sheet, but I didn't end up doing it for one reason or another. I bounce through ideas a lot, and sometimes I just can't control what I end up drawing in a day. But at least the idea is out there, it's on paper. Splatoon OCs. I don't play Splatoon. I don't play a lot of video games in general, but my best friend, my Pookie Bear, Raylan, they play Splatoon, and they had Splatoon OCs, and they were like, you should make Splatoon OCs. And I was like, oh, okay. So this is, I forgot that I gave them like actual names. Like, I guess her name is Sierra Kiyumi, but I really just call them Coral and Reef. They're brother and sister, and they're in a band that I've been calling Kriller Whale. I did kind of like make a better finished product for these. I really like this face. This is a really good face. I love the way she looks here. She is adorable. We love her. Some thumbnail stuff. This is a piece that I actually did finish. I wanted to do a bunch of just random drawings and stuff based on songs or inspired by songs with my persona. So this is just a bunch of scribbles of me getting that idea out of the way. These are like tattoo designs, at least these two kind of are, and this one sort of. I want to become a tattoo artist as like the main thing that I do, because I feel like that's just a bit more reliable in terms of a career. I'd be able to just tattoo people all day, and that would honestly sound like a whole lot of fun. But this is a moth, and these are centipedes. I want to get these after I like get top surgery. Like once the scars have healed, put that like on my chest. That would be so cool. These faces look kind of rough. There's not enough space in between the eyes, honestly. They're so squished together. I think I usually only draw in pencil when I'm like really stressed out and I just feel like I don't know what I'm doing or how to draw. So I just break out a pencil so I can erase stuff and I just scribble. This isn't pen. This looks really good. I still really like this. I want to like line this or something. This would be really fun to line. These are OCs that I have with my platonic lovers. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. But basically, since like 2019, we've been making, I'm gonna sneeze. We've been making like basically a Bendy in the Ink Machine AU, where we take all of the characters from Bendy in the Ink Machine and essentially turn them into OCs. So that's what this is. These are mine. Blotch / Andrew, Manny, and Franny. We love her. She's my favorite. All you really need to know right now is he's a sweetheart, this guy sucks, and she is baby. This looks terrible. That is an awful side view. I don't really like this page at all. It does not look great, but these are my vampire OCs. This is Valerie or Valentine, and this is Tatum. These drawings of him look nothing like him, and I hate it. I kind of just, it's his hair mostly. I was having a really hard time figuring out how I wanted his hair to like frame his face. I was having that same issue with them too, but they definitely look a whole lot better. I finally kind of figured it out, put it together. The only thing I really liked about them is their nose shape and their eye shape. Past that, I've had a really hard time like figuring out their hair and how I want their body to look, but I've kind of figured it out. I'm kind of putting it together. We're getting there. We're getting there. More of them. None of these really look all that great, especially these. Don't look at these. This is not my OC. This is Raylan's OC, Darian. They're married. Get the hell out of here.
I was asking if you fed the cats.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot what I was saying. Oh, this page is not great. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is more from the Bendy and the Ink Machine AU that I was just telling you about. This is Norman. Like I said, we kind of just took everybody and we're turning them into OCs, and part of that was some of them just look more humanoid now. Deal with it. But this is the design I was putting together for Norman. I love him. I really like this one in particular. This one, because it was October, and I wanted to make a spooky profile picture for myself. So I was like, oh, I could draw myself having gotten shot in the face a ton of times, because honestly, that's one of my worst fears. I don't want to be gunned down in the street. That sounds terrifying. I don't want that at all. This is my Scarecrow OC Hiccup. Again, I made him with Raylan. So I'll talk about it more when we get to the page that's like dedicated to him, because I did a bunch where I just scribbled him all over. Random drawing of my persona. Don't remember when or why I made that. And then this little baby, this is Phoenix or Fennec. You can pronounce it either way. It doesn't really matter. But he's from a story I've been writing for a while. I think in like 2020. I know it's been since like Ina, if you know what that is. Ina by Joel G, since that was around, because that's what inspired me to make him, and the story from there has just evolved a lot. So here's of me trying to like figure them out, because I haven't drawn them in a while. This is my baby girl. This is Reagan Edgar. I love her. She is from another thing that I've been writing for a while, and she's gone through a lot of like revisions. The story itself has gone through a lot of revisions. I'm still trying to like really figure out how I want to go about writing that story, but she has always been my favorite. I do not want to get rid of her. I love her so much. And this is a demon. This guy is part of the story too. Yeah, here we go. So this guy, his name is the Devourer. I'm kind of debating on changing that name or just not having him have a name at all. But he's essentially kind of like this demon brute thing that is possessing her body. It's a lot to explain. Basically one and the same by this point. He is she is he. He's not even a he, more like an it. If you notice, I write a lot of like little notes for myself just in general, especially when I'm doing like concept art. Here's that page of just Hiccup. Essentially, the idea was that he and his girlfriend wife, Wendy, they would be part of a like in-universe show where this is a Halloween special. And this girl, this is Lindsay with an E, and every year on Halloween, Hiccup and Wendy, they come to life and they take her out trick-or-treating because she's essentially their like daughter. So his design is still kind of a work in progress. I'm still kind of figuring out what kind of outfit I want him to have. The only thing that I've really put together is like pumpkin head with straw coming out of it. Oh my god, I'm so fucking congested. And this is kind of just some human designs, human drawings of him. Moving on, more concept work. This is Crow. He goes along with that story for Reagan that I was talking about. I hadn't had like a definitive design for him just yet, and I was really struggling to figure out how I wanted him to look. Even here, like this is literally just Zephyr. That's like the same person. Yeah, like that's like the same guy. That's the same dude. So that doesn't count. Get out of here. But I was really it's mostly his hair. I was really trying to figure out what kind of hair I wanted to give him. and I gave up. I gave up. I drew some Reagan, and then next day. So this is more of Phoenix and Static. That's his name, by the way. I didn't mention that. This guy right here, this cassette head, this is Static. He's technically the main character. Like, if you were to ask me, I would say he's the main character. This is them when they're younger. So part of the story is this guy Static moved to this little town called Vaporville, and he became like the mayor's errand boy. So he runs like a lot of errands and stuff like that. And part of that was he ended up having to go to the city dump because people were complaining that they've been hearing little kids crying and messing with stuff, things like that. So when he goes to investigate, he finds this little dumpster dirt boy just there crying, making a mess of things. I'll show some art that I made of them, what it was like with them growing up together. And after being just a little sad, all on his own, doesn't have a fucking clue what's going on because he's never had a family. He literally just into the world out of nowhere. He eventually grows up into this happy-go-lucky, precious baby. I love him so much. He's a sweetheart, he's very friendly, and he just loves to help. So together, they're both basically like the mayor's errand boys. I still say that Static is the main character, but if I were to make this a comic, which I kind of want to in the future, it would definitely seem like Phoenix is the focus, just because of how much his personality explodes from being this really quiet and really shy, confused and scared little kid into just this young adult who just loves everything. He loves being around people, he loves meeting new people. It's great. This guy is also from that story. This is Jukebox. A lot of these drawings look really, really bad, so don't look at them for too long. This is the only one that kind of looks good. They're like traveling performer type, so they're never like in Vaporville for very long. They're there for like a week max, maybe 2 if you're lucky. More welcome home, let's go. So I have a lot of AUs. Most of them have stayed in my Google Docs because I haven't sat down and like found the time to make proper designs for them like I'd like. But this main AU that I really, really like is basically a role swap AU where Wally and Julie swap places. So Julie is Wally, Wally is Julie. You get it. It's essentially every time something bad happens, home resets everything from the ground up. Everyone changes, everyone's design changes, all that good stuff. And in this iteration, everyone swapped places because home wanted to see if maybe it was Wally. That's the problem. Maybe he's just not equipped to be the host of the show. But because it's been Wally for so long, it kind of like throws things out of whack. So I kind of took the beta AU too, or like not beta AU, but the beta designs that Clown has made and made them part of the AU. This is what happened before these. It's a lot. I think a lot, okay? There was that trend where people were like, oh, what kind of monster would you be? I asked Raylan what I would be, and they said that I would be a Gorgon, so I was gonna go off of that. I was gonna make a whole post and turn myself into a Gorgon and go with the trend, but I didn't because I was tired. I do still really like this. I do think I want to do something with it. Yeah. Oh boy, FNAF at Freddy's. I do have my own FNAF AU, but part of that is also an epilogue where everything, the main events of FNAF happen. We spur into this, kind of like an after the fact. Because in my AU, all of the animatronics have more humanoid designs, and they live in this giant warehouse where FNAF shenanigans can occur. Not really possession shenanigans, like no kids, no William Afton, it's just the animatronics being themselves, now that they actually have a chance to do so. The concept, and this is also some stuff that would go in this AU. This is Mangle and the Endo. I don't think it has a name. As far as I know, it doesn't. But the Endo head, I decided to like give its own body. I figured that maybe the manga was actually 2 characters. When kids were taking them apart and putting them back together, they kind of just meshed them both together. And with that, they kind of just became one person with a lot of spare parts all over the place. This is drawings that I did for a concept of these two if they had a kid together. This is a character that I made, Denver, and I started shipping them with my friend Yammies. This is their OC, Jackson, and we've been like shipping them together, and we decided to like give them a kid. So this is Lionel. There's gonna be more stuff like that. Moving on, more of that FNAF AU that I was talking about. Don't look at these are bad, but this is Fun Time Foxy. I really like this side view. That's a nice face. Little bitch, little pout. Anyways, and then this is Ballora. These aren't great, but that's okay. And this is just a tiny Fun Time Freddy. It's not bad. I like them. More of that. If you exist in the FNAF fandom, I'm sure you've seen plenty of people drawing Toy Chica, human and animatronic, just in like Y2K outfits. And I feel like that fits her oddly well. Just like the noodle straps and tracksuit look. I like that a lot for her. This is some of Toy Bonnie. These aren't great, but that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. More vampire OCs. So I really like What We Do in the Shadows, and I haven't watched the last season yet because I want to pretend like it's not ending. But I really like Laszlo and Nadia, so I kind of made characters based on them. This is Menorah and her not boyfriend. I almost called him Maurice. His name is Marcel. And she turned him because she liked his vibes and wanted to give him a library because he couldn't read. And he likes reading. She taught him how to read, and he really likes reading. But they're kind of just cutesy, cutie pie power couple. They're adorable. What?
Is your phone off or something?
My phone off?
That's what I was asking.
Why are you asking if my phone's
I
off?
texted you like 3 times now. Oh, I'm trying to ask you if you want Subway, jackass.
Can it wait a second?
I've been waiting for like 6 fucking minutes.
It's Subway isn't gonna hit anybody up for a sponsor. I don't want to be sponsored by Subway.
Why not? Oh, wait, no.
Where were we? Moving on, they're adorable. Some more FNAF art of the cupcakes. This is Carl. This is a very prototype design for Carl. And I wanted to do a design for the FNAF 2 cupcake. I call her Candy with an I and an E instead of a Y. But I haven't made that digital yet. This is Ennard. I made a drawing of him. It wasn't because of this. I just randomly decided I wanted to make a drawing of Ennard. So, some FNAF ship art. Listen, if me making human designs for FNAF characters didn't already clue you in that I probably like to think of them kissing, then you're a fool. And this is Bonnet. I kind of imagine she doesn't really have legs. She's got the little, like, mechanical spider leg things to crawl around. It's a concept. I drew these at work because I was working on Halloween because I don't know peace. This spread, I wanted to fill up some space in my sketchbook because I haven't really been able to draw. I wanted to kind of do like a warm-up. So I asked people on my FNAF account to like send me things to draw. So here's a few things that people sent me. Other people's AU designs or like human designs for FNAF characters. This is somebody's OC. This is Death Horse from End of the Memeverse. If you haven't watched it, you should. It's really good. I find it really good. I think it's hilarious. Some more stuff. Another OC. These are human FNAF designs. Some of these don't look great. Those eyes are scary, but it's fine. I think this is Yendo. It's a really cute Yendo design. This is someone else's OC. More of the like human FNAF designs. I don't remember what was under here. I covered it up and I planned to come back and draw on it, but I didn't. These are redraws from old art that I have. This is also a redraw. There's a really old comic that I made for shits and giggles. I'll put it on screen so you can see it and admire its hilarity, even though it's not really all that funny. Oh, and then I did some more. I think it was because of this one. This one for sure, my mutual, Ari Lova. This is their Yendo design, and I love him. He's so... Anyways, more FNAF designs. This one also by Mia Lenka. Lenka? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's fine. But this is their Foxy. This is their Foxy design. This is someone's OC, and then this is, I think, a Springtrap design. I'm not too sure. And this is like Happy Frog, and this is Toy Freddy. These are thumbnails because around this time, Tyler the Creator's Chromacropia album had come out, and I've been just like obsessing over it so hard. It's so good. These I'm not gonna talk too much about because that would be spoilers, and this is gonna be part of a video where I take old OCs and revamp them into a new story, but I think too much. I've got too big of a brain that does too much. So the concept has kind of spiraled, and I'm not gonna talk about it too much, but feel free to look at it, enjoy. Moving on. Moving on. This is from the Chromacopia album stuff that I was just talking about. I'm gonna sneeze again. Anyways, mouth washing your mouth, brush your teeth. I love this game so much. I should make more fan art for it. Swansea. This one looks pretty good, but Swansea is kind of hard for me to draw. I want to get better at drawing old, middle-aged men, and I think that I am, but then I draw them and I'm having a hard time. I really love Anya and Daisuke. They're the only characters in the game. These three, only characters in the game. Nobody else matters. Like, these look horrible. Don't look at them. They're so bad. Oh my god. And Anya, precious, sweet baby. I really don't like the way that the fandom treats her. She deserves better. And shout out to my fellow trans mass who looked at Daisuke and was like, holy shit, that's me for real, because that's what I did. Oh, this is Crow. I circled back and I finally kind of like pinpointed an idea for him together, but this is really close to what I liked. This is a guy. I'll talk about it later. No, I won't. More of Reagan. I really love her. This is kind of like exploring what it might be like when like this guy, how he like inhabits her body. The thought is that he's made up of like a bajillion tortured souls ranging from demons to humans, and they're all kind of like in this one little woman's body, and that's how they survive. It's a lot, I told you. Back to Crow. This is a lot of exploring his hair because that was the main thing that was really tripping me up. I had an old OC that I hadn't touched in ages that I decided I would revamp for this concept. So I kind of like used his hair as the inspiration for how I might fix it. And I ended up landing on this, and I like this. This is good. This is good. He still needs some work. Still a workshop, still a work in progress, but all things considered, we're getting there. I really like it. This is my welcome home OC Dottie. She's a little clown, and I randomly decided that I would chop all her hair off and see how I like how she looks with her haircut. This is how she'd look. She's adorable. Back to vampire OCs. I ended up doing a full kind of like redoing the ref sheets for them, and I really like the way that they look for the most part. But with Val, I kind of like figured out their hair more and their face shape a little more. And Tatum, I realized that what was throwing me off about him was I kept making his hair too long. His hair always looked like it went way longer, and that made him look weird. So I made sure, so from here on, I've like made sure I like cut it here, like at the neck before the shoulders, because that's the only way that he looks right. He like makes a lot of his own clothes, recycles, thrifts, that kind of thing. He likes collecting weird shit. Very much not the typical thing you'd think of when you think a vampire from the 1800s. Bro is the definition of born in the wrong time. These are outfits I was exploring for Val. Not really a whole lot to think about there. That's just what these are. This is from listening to Like Him and being really sad because we're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it. But I do kind of still want to explore this, make like a full animatic out of it. Oh my god. Tyler, you piece of shit. You've got me, you get out of my head. Anyways. And then this, I'll put the full comic up, but I saw the TV glow and I was a blubbering mess. I was literally crying as I was drawing these out. I could not deal. I was sobbing. It's also a video I should make. Me talking about why I saw the TV glow is fucking fire. because people say that it's overrated, and that's bullshit, because no, it's not. Here's a character from that tournament fighting clowns idea that I have. It's not an idea, it's a concept, work in progress. It's fine, it doesn't matter. This is Piper M Crafts. The M stands for mache. Get it? Piper Mache Crafts. Paper mache crafts. I'm a genius. I know, I'm so funny. Imagine her main weapon would be like a pair of scissors. So it can be just one big scissor, but you can also take it apart and slash that way. We like these as an idea for that. And I really do like this little drawing. I want her skirt to kind of look like a notebook page, and kind of look, and these to kind of look like the birthday streamer things that you'd put. Just the birthday streamer looking things. I don't know what they're called, if that's what they're called, streamers. This is another character from that. His name is Ren. The idea for him is that he has this doll that can turn into his opponents, and that way he can like control them for like 10 seconds or so, just to either bring them closer, push them away, that kind of thing. And I just think it's really funny to have this sad looking guy have a really mean right hook. You'd die. He'd punch the shit out of you. Except for a character in the same universe, but the weapon is juggling. I feel like I got this character design from somewhere, but I can't pinpoint what it is. And then this is unfinished, because that's what we do sometimes. More of the making designs for OC's kids. This time it's with my friend Foggy, and this is Dahlia. My OC Griffin and their OC Luca are together. They're like engaged. At the very least, they're engaged. I don't know if they're married yet. They probably are, and I just forget. But this would be their daughter, Dahlia. She's a little goober, a little stinker. I kind of imagine she has the same vibe as Judy B. Jones, or Junie B. Jones. I forget how you say it. Kind of like the final little outfit for her. This is my OC Griffin, baby. And then another with my OC Juniper and their OC Razzle, where they would also have a kid, but their kid would be like a little baby, like a little bitty baby, instead of like a full, like a year-old or something like that. And I don't know, we just thought it would be cute if they were younger, much younger, just a little baby. More welcome home stuff, but this time with Foggy. They have an AU called it's a comatose AU with Julie, where Julie is like trapped in her dreams. But I kind of just wrote down a little interaction my Julie and theirs could have, because they're both kind of struggling with that existential crisis of wanting to wake up. At least existential crisis for my Julie, because she's not in a dream. This is her reality, where comatose Julie is in a dream. She can't really wake up from what's happening, because she's in a coma. Duh, comatose. More stuff for that video that I'm not going to tell you too much about, because I'm going to make a whole video on it. But this is like designs for a fairy. This is designs for a fairy. This is a design for one of the characters. I'm not gonna tell you too much about it. I'm not gonna tell you too much about this either. I'm just gonna let you look at it. It's enough looking. This was kind of like an idea I had for an animated intro. I don't know how to animate, and I don't have an animation program that I like enough to really be able to sit down and practice with it yet. So I haven't, but whenever I get around to it, this is kind of the idea. Don't think about it too much. This is drawings from, I was gonna like study a little cartoony art style that my mutual zombie, we talked about them earlier. This little rubber hose cartoon looking style, I wanted to draw Dottie in it, but I suck. I think I just got busy. I think I had to go to sleep, or I had to go to work or something. I wasn't really able to explore it further. More of concepts for Thing. Not gonna tell you about it, but look at it. We love them. It was Friday the 13th. I should have drawn Jason Voorhees, but I didn't. It's fine. And then I think this is the last page. Yeah, this is like the last page. This is the last spread I did. This was for the Amazing Digital Circus, because the 4th episode had come out, but I wasn't able to watch it. And then I did watch it, and I loved it, so I decided to make some more fan art. I should draw them more often. I love the Amazing Digital Circus. If you want to watch anything on YouTube, if you want to watch like a series that you want to support the Amazing Digital Circus, and also Monkey Wrench. You should also look up Monkey Wrench and watch Monkey Wrench. That's what you should do. You should watch the Amazing Digital Circus and Monkey Wrench. They're great. But, you know, no spoilers. It's just Pomni and Jax and Gangle. They should make out. And then this, I call this a crash out page. I think I'm gonna do this kind of thing at the end of all of my sketchbooks from here on out. And also kind of do it just like on pages so that I can like draw on top of it or paste drawings on top of it. Or I just get any material, anything, and just scribble all over it. All of that frustration in the brain out. And this would also be nice to kind of like put post-it notes, because when I was at work, there would be a few days where I just had absolutely nothing to do, so I'd get a sticky note and just draw all over it. So here's a few of those sticky note drawings that I have. And then yeah, like I said, I finished this yesterday, so December 14th, 2024. And this is the other side of the putting random stuff on a cover thing, stickers and stuff. I gotta censor that. I have to censor this because this would tell you where I live, and I don't need you to know that. I don't need you to know that. So I'm gonna make sure that I censor that. Editor editing me, censor this so people don't know where you live. I completely forgot that I put that in here. But anyways, that's it. So thanks for watching, and just real quick, I wanted to say thank you for all of the support on my first video. I know it's not like crazy numbers in YouTube standards, but the fact that even this many people not only watched the video but also subscribed after the fact makes me really happy. I was having doubts about posting on YouTube and genuinely thought it would take ages for any video I post to really get any sort of attention, but I'm really happy seeing that so many of you are interested in seeing what I have to offer. I know since it's a FNAF video, that kind of means that a lot of people who subscribed are going to be looking for more FNAF content from me specifically, and I will provide. I also just kind of want to make it known that I don't plan on just posting FNAF content. I mainly want to post, you know, just art. Put my art out there in another format for people to see and kind of build some of my self-confidence, because I get really anxious about everything. And I figure, you know, if I can get myself to talk for a few hours into a microphone about my art, maybe it'll help me feel more comfortable just talking to people in general. You never know. More art on the way, some FNAF content probably also on the way. If you'd like to follow me for more content, you can find me on these places on the screen. And yeah, I still don't have an outro. Okay, bye.